Good evening, everyone. I want to start out on a rather somber note about the recent tragedy at Quinton Elementary School. We were saddened to learn yesterday that Ms. Foote, a 7th grade teacher, NJHS sponsor and coach, died unexpectedly Sunday. We still don't know officially the cause of her death or what arrangements are being made. Crisis team members and counselors from Towson Elementary District met with staff after school yesterday and were available in special rooms all through the day today to talk with students and staff having challenges with the sudden loss. Anytime death touches us, it's stressful, and the holidays can be stressful for some as well. And since our last meeting, our students and many of our staff enjoyed an extended Thanksgiving break. I hope you had a chance to connect with your family and appreciate the importance of those relationships. Members of our Littleton community held numerous activities leading up to the break to recognize the spirit of giving and thanks. Collier, Country Place, Quinton, and Tres Rios schools all had their family Thanksgiving meals with many guests attending, and the meals were amazing. Quinton families also had the opportunity to see some great art, and Littleton's Kinder Treasure Hunters arranged a Thanksgiving picnic and feast for their families. Some schools donated food by the can and some by the pound to various area food banks. Quinton and Littleton donated nearly 2,500 pounds of food. Tres Rios, Country Place, and Estrella Vista collected over 6,500 cans of food. This is the second year in a row Estrella Vista donated in excess of 2,000 cans. Tres Rios donated an additional 300 toys, and Estrella Vista also held their annual turkey trot, and 72 turkeys were delivered to families. Not to be left out, our Finance and Payroll offices participated in the nation's largest one-day turkey drive, Turkey Tuesday. This event takes place every year in Arizona on Tuesday before Thanksgiving at all Bashas' and Food City stores. AZ merit scores were released last week, and they were pretty well covered by the media. Dr. Kelly will be discussing those scores in our meeting tonight, but a bright spot was on the math test where Collier, Country Place, and Tres Rios outpaced state average in 8th grade math. Country Place also performed well in 5th grade math. The district didn't fare as well in reading and English language arts. State summaries combine proficiency rates for each school by combining grades 3 through 8, which is what's reported in most cases. One of our challenges is the relative inexperience of our teaching corps. The Littleton district has more than 3 times the percentage of teachers in their first 3 years, which means that way less than half the average years of experience. While we're excited about the energy and optimism our young new teachers bring to the classroom, we know they haven't yet acquired the curriculum and assessment savvy of veterans. We place a high value on growth, so last year we threw ourselves into the goal of testing every student online, and we learned a lot about the test and the dynamics of online assessment. We expect to be able to show growth in our scores this year. Littleton has an ambitious professional development plan for all of its certified staff and high expectations for everyone. We're using the lessons we learned from AZ Merit to make adjustments this year, and that includes the modality of assessment. The Governor's Classroom First Council released its recommendations as scheduled this week, and there are numerous concerns with the issues being discussed, including current year funding, giving voter-approved funds to charters, and using the old school letter grades to reward schools. Testimony I provided was on how the old A-school grading system had far too much emphasis on percent passing measures and made light comparisons of a selective enrollment and community enrollment schools. The two different types of enrollment are so dramatically different they can't be compared equitably. Using growth as a measure of schools' impact is better because the capital of students' families is far too influential on the passing rate. Our communications committee met this past week, and one of their goals was to create informed ambassadors to share collective pride in sharing information about the district and the community. This group was facilitated by Ms. Garrison along with the help of Ms. Netta Shafir. The Melendrez family from Estrella Vista and Mr. Manuel Contreras, a former board member and father of Senator Contreras, were new attendees. They worked on ideas for the Littleton Link, brochures, and some of the positives to be going out about the Littleton district. I thought I'd also like to give you a quick update on the progress of elementary number 8. We've got good conditions so far and construction's on schedule at this time. Right-hand Construction poured the concrete floors for the first 2 buildings, and they started laying some of the block walls. The playoffs are here in the sports department. Volleyball season is nearing its conclusion. The last of the regular season games are being played yesterday and today. The first round of playoffs begin this Thursday, along with the first round of football playoffs. All teams have displayed great competitive attitude and sportsmanship. Our schools are pushing our athletes to perform at their highest level in the classroom and on the field. In closing, I'd like to express our appreciation to Brian Wood for his donation to the cheer committee and to Donors Choose for supplies donated to Trace Rios. And that's all I have this evening.